virtual nuggets. This training is intended to give overview what RPA is and like what Pega RPA is, basically what does it do and how does it work, and the kind of course content and the course overview. So what we will cover to give the training. Okay. So we will just make sure that this training will be helpful for being certified on that Pega robotics. So this is a certified robotic system architect. So this particular training is intended for that. Okay, so myself, Kumar, I am experienced on that Pega robotics, and especially I have worked on the banking domain and credit, lending, and those applications. So besides Pega robotics, I have worked on C# and JavaScript as well. So those are the secondary skills that I have worked on, and sometimes I find C# and JavaScript will be helpful for Pega robotics as well for the scripting purpose. Okay, so okay, let's come to the RPA. So the first thing is, as you all know, what RPA stands for. RPA stands for Robotic Process Automation. So don't just go for the robotics word. The thing is, it's more of a process automation. That means if you have any rule-based application, any rule-based scenario, and having a very high volume, so for that RPA is the best fit. Okay, so what RPA does is basically RPA helps your business improving their overall efficiency and you can say productivity. So what does it do? The thing is, let's take an example. Suppose you are using a calculator, right? So the thing is, for that calculator, what it will do, it will help you to calculate. There are so many things to calculate in a very shorter period of time. So that's what RPA does, right? So suppose one human being, they can process or he can process 1,000 records in a day. So by having the RPA solution, he can actually process 5,000 records in a day and with having a very minimal error. So that is the best part of the RPA, process automation. So the thing is, now the question is, how does it work? That means we all know that RPA is a process automation and those things, it can automate the process. But the question is, how does it work? How we can actually implement and how RPA will be helpful to us, developer as well as the business. So the thing is, firstly, it's very important to understand that RPA is not a real time or the real life robot. So that means it cannot replace the human being. What it can do, it can actually increase the efficiency. So that means it can automate the process which is fully rule based and has the low complexity, but it cannot take any decision, right? So the thing is, don't just think or don't just consider RPA as a AI, artificial intelligence. It doesn't take any decision. Suppose you have very high volume to process and is very properly rule based, you know what to do each and every step, then it can actually handle all the volume with having kind of minimal, and you can say is a zero error. It will not be having any error. Suppose being a human, if I work for 7 to 8 hours, after 8 hours, maybe I can make some mistake. But for RPA process, it won't. So that is the biggest advantage. So, okay, so that's what I think. If you have any questions, then please let me know. Okay, so this is a kind of overview of the RPA and how does it work. Now let's comes to why Pega RPA. Like there are so many tools in the market, right? So we know there are UiPath, there are Automation Anywhere, there are Blue Prism, there are so many technologies. Then why we should go for Pega RPA? Okay, so the first thing is Pega provides us the platform. That means Pega itself a BPM tool. So it has a platform. So that our Pega robotics is integrated with that platform. So that means with having that platform, we can actually build our RPA and RDA process. RDA means robotic desktop automation, which is a kind of attended or attentive bot. So that means, suppose in between you have one end-to-end solution which you cannot automate, but you can automate a part of it. Then what Pega helps is, with having that part of it, it can actually it can actually accommodate the manual intervention by having the Pega platform into picture, and then it can automate that RPA part of it, and thus it can automate the end-to-end solution. That means platform will help us to accommodate human intervention and our automated process alongside, right? So that is the biggest advantage of Pega RPA. So that means Pega RPA is that particular tool is integrated with Pega platform. So that way we can actually build our attentive bot. That is one of the biggest advantage of Pega RPA. Another one is Pega works on object level. Object level means it's not a recording feature. What it does, it goes to the application, it creates each and every object what it's there inside the web page or Windows page. So that means it's not a kind of hard-coded solution. It's not a kind of recording feature. What it does, it creates the object, and by creating the object, you can play around them. You can play with those objects. You can build your own logic. You can build your own dynamic logic. So as Pega works on the object level, then for that Pega has the advantage of waiting for a particular web page or Windows page to be created. So that is the wait for create. So this is the thing, that wait for create feature. So this is the biggest advantage of Pega, that Pega actually can dynamically wait for a page to be created or wait for an object or control to be created inside the page, and then it will carry on. So that means we don't have to use a hard-coded pause block or sleep block, whatever, 5 seconds or 10 seconds, because we don't even know inside the 10 seconds or 15 seconds the page will be loaded or not, right? But Pega can actually dynamically handle that. Suppose your network is slow and it is taking suppose 60 seconds or whatever, 1.5 minutes to load the page. So then it can actually handle that scenario, and after that particular page is loaded up, then only it will go ahead. And suppose your internet is very fast and it can actually load the page within 5 seconds, then that also Pega can handle. And what it will do after 5 seconds, when the page is loaded, it will go ahead. So it's a particular dynamic feature, right? And for Pega RPA, the next one is the looping through the tables. So the kind of extracting the data from the tables, setting the data to the data tables, those are very easy to do in Pega. So those are the things that Pega RPA has. Another one is stability. Stability I have already talked about. That is your Pega platform. So by having the platform, we can actually form RPA and RDA process. And then the new feature that Pega has right now, that is a very brand new feature in market, that is digital process automation, DPA. That is a cognitive domain. So that means Pega can actually take that decision, so that we can just make our bot so intelligent, so that it will understand what we can do, what we cannot. So those are the features that Pega RPA has. So in that way, more or less, as Pega has that platform inside it, so we can actually make a use of that platform, and we can make our solution more dynamic, more stable, more agile. So that's the advantage of Pega RPA. Okay. So now let's go to the course content and what we'll do. So inside the training purpose, how it is designed is that particular course is consisting of theoretical scenarios and practical scenarios as well. So the thing is, what I think, if someone has only theoretical knowledge, after some point of time, whenever suppose after 2-3 days or whatever, after some point of time, he will not understand what he actually did before. So he cannot relate the previous topic to the next topic. So for that, we should have our hands on with it. So we should know what we are going to do, and whatever we have learned, we have to implement that to understand what we actually learned and how it will be helpful for me and business as well. So for that, the course is intended for. So this particular course has some of the theoretical knowledge and some of the practical knowledge. If you can see, the theoretical knowledge will be adding the solution and project, and after project level adding the adapters, and after adding the adapters we should understand how we can go for the interrogation means creating the object from the web pages. And after that interrogation, once the object is created, then we can actually create our rules to develop the automations. And once our automations are done, then we can use a breakpoint, we can use diagnostic log to understand if there is any bug inside the solution or not, and then we can deploy the solution and some of the advanced feature inside it. So those are the practical in between. So whatever we will do inside theoretical knowledge, or whatever we will do through the theoretical part of it, we'll just do the practical in between. So there are practical knowledges as well. So those are the things for each and every topic we have one practical session. So by having a practical session, they'll understand, everyone will understand like what we are going to do or whatever we have learned, right? So that is the course content, is a very overview of it. So each and every theoretical and each and every practical knowledge we have, there are so many sub branches and so many things. Whenever we will go for the training, we will discuss about that. So this is the overview of the course content, what we will cover up in that particular course. Okay, so next is, okay, so next is a duration that is a kind of that depends upon the batches, how they are taking, how they are gaining the knowledge, what is the batch strength. So that depends on that. So that I cannot say anything for this. So the next part is what we will do. We will make sure that once our course is completed, the whole batch, they'll be capable of doing a particular real-time project. So for that, we will design a case study so that it will cover all the concepts, all the scenarios, whatever we have learned so far. And they have to submit that case study within 2 hours. And before that, we'll be having one theoretical test, that is 30 minutes test. So inside that, there'll be so many questions, theoretical questions, which we will get in the CRSA exam. So CRSA is a certification exam for TEGA, so Certified Robotic System Architect. So that particular test, the 30 minutes test, right, that will be conducted for that CRSA exam. So that once they get to know the questions, once they'll be knowing whatever questions they are going to face for the CRSA exam. So that is intended for that, and alongside one case study for their real-time project experience. Okay, so let's come to the demo solution. So I have built on solution, like it's a kind of, you can say it's a salary credited solution. So I have one Excel. It's a solution where I can show you that how effective it is, how Pega RPA is so effective, and how it can actually minimize the human error. So for that I have built one sample solution. So this is the sample solution. Okay, so I have one master database. So master database means, suppose I have some 50 or 60 employees within our organization. Okay, so okay, so I have suppose 57 to 60, 57 employees within our organization, but this is the master database. That means this is not our current employee list. So maybe there are some employees that those left our organization, or they are not the part of our organization right now. So everyone is included. So this is a master database. That means when our organization got started, since then every employee's databases, every employee's salaries and every employee's bank details, it's there in the master database. Okay, so the thing is, from there I have those employees list which are currently working in our organization, 34 employees or whatever, right? So in May month, this is June, right? So for May month, what we'll do, we will just take all the salaries and the bank details from this master database, and we will update everything in this particular sheet. And once everything is updated, we'll just fill up this particular column saying salary is credited or not. That means yes or no. Suppose one name, let's say one name is not there in the master database, then obviously for that particular record, credited or not will be not found, because that particular data is not there in master database. So in that way, we can actually find out that particular there are employees which is not, we haven't included that particular employees database there in the master database. So we can include that one also. We can find out. Okay, so let's run the solution. Just close the Excel. Okay, so this is my customized Windows form. So I can select month and year here. So let's say I'll select May, and year is 2020, and I'll update my Excel. So it's 1 second. So everything is done. Just go and check the Excel database. Okay, so this is the current database. So it has taken everything, every salary and the bank details from the master database, right? And it has updated everything here. So everything is credited, but see this particular employee details, it's not there in the master database. So that means we know that particular employee's details should be added in the master database, that employee and that employee. So that way it is very effective. Suppose one person, if he has to do everything manually, taking salary, taking bank details, and obviously, suppose if it is now it is 57 data. Suppose if it is 50,000 records, then obviously he may commit some mistake. That would be there for RPA. So that is the biggest advantage of this. It's a simple solution. I think for having these, you can at least understand what big RPA does, and know whether it's effective or not, and this thing. So I think almost I have covered up with the demo solution and everything. Let me know